This here is a legend within himself, Wes O'Neill. Wes, thanks for being on the show.
Glad to be here, Chris.
You're part of the Waggoner, the WT Waggoner Ranch, and we've also got Trace Cribbs. Thanks for being on the show, Trace.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Trace, what is your position at the Waggoner Ranch?
I'm the equine division manager.
Equine division manager. Seems like over the years, the Waggoners have always been known to have great horses. I think a lot of people don't realize that you had one of the greatest mares of all time. Pocolina. And she was the foundation for a lot of your great horses. You all well known to have really good ranch horses, and now you're getting back more involved into the cutting horses. This is where Shelley comes in, because y'all stand a great young stallion out there by the name of Kathmandu, and got a lot of fantastic bloodlines, and not only that, he's great. So talk a little bit about him.
Well, when we looked for outcross, it kind of come full circle. Used to, the cutting horse industry would come to us for kind of bloodlines, and as time went by, since we focused mainly on just ranch work, we didn't show them competition. It seems like the competitive horses, more of one prodigy of one stallion gets shown more, so you can kind of learn about traits and things about those horses, whether you want to infiltrate them back into your bloodlines.
Yeah. Well, he's been a great addition. Shelley, I know this touches really close to you and your husband. Talk about this great stallion, Kathmandu.
Well, we actually raised him. He was out of my mare, Some Kind of Playgirl, which was a Freckles Playboy, out of the great mare Doc Lady, which is known daughter to Doc Bar. And that's how this family all came to be. Was a phone call from Trace. He was actually researching, obviously highbrow cats, you can't say anything but great about those horses. They've been just on top forever.
Strong blood.
Very strong, and the proof is in the pudding with all of that. But that mare had already produced Some Kind of Memories, the Open Futurity Champion, and she was still kind of building with some other horses. We were grateful enough to have many high-selling offspring out of her. She didn't have as many, but what she had, they won quite a bit. So I think she's like over $500,000, and she's deceased, and still there's horses out there. So this little guy was very special to us. He was born sorrel, which many of the grays are initially, and Trace had really researched to find something he really liked that bottom in, and we both kind of always agree we like the foundation of a dam, especially more so than the sire end.
These horses that we're talking about here, Wes, these great stallions, are you breeding them to your ranch mares as well, to be able to use them on the ranch?
That's right. You bet. We bred a bunch of mares to Kathmandu, and we've got several granddaughters, Pocolina.
Oh, really?
That are big, 1,000, 1,200 pound muscle up mares, and we're crossing back on with Catman.
Yeah.
Right.
So these kind of horses wouldn't just be great cutting horses, but rope horses, ranch horses, all-around horses.
That's the idea. We're trying to breed.
Bring back the all-around horse
that everybody wants.
A
horse that can work in the pasture and compete in the arena.
That's right. That's something we're losing today, in my opinion, is the horse that we could go and do everything on, And thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. Wes, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Thanks for all your great advice. Welcome again. We're back with the Waggoner Ranch here with a lot of history of horses. Trace, horsemanship goes back a long way with the Waggoner Ranch. Talk about the beginnings of Waggoner Ranch and when it got started.
It was established in 1849 by Dan Waggoner, and he basically moved out here from the Decatur area to Electra, and basically because he thought the grass was good there, and that's where he started his cattle operation. And they always raised horses for their own use, and that's still what we do today.
Yeah, that's got a lot of great history. There's another horse that stands that we haven't talked about at the Waggoner Ranch. Talk a little bit about him.
So we purchased a colt out of another great mare that we kind of thought would be some good bloodlines, to infuse into our brood mares. The name of the horse is Perfect Timing. and he's by Highbrow Cat, and he's a sorrel horse, kind of a dark chestnut, looks a whole lot like his father. And then he's by a really great mare, probably one of the leading dams in the industry, named One Time Soon.
Yeah, and she's the mother of One Time Pepto. Yeah.
It's one reason we went and looked at the horse, and you know, he's a really pretty-headed colt, you know, really balanced, and you know, we wanted that dam side to be really strong, and he has a lot of smart Molina blood in him, and so we wanted to infuse some of that in some of our, you know, big ranch mares.
Yeah. Shelley, we talked a little earlier about how important that bottom side is. This One Time Soon's a great mare, isn't she?
Well, I think she's in the top 4 or 5 all-time leading producing dams, and of course, you look at One Time Pepto, it seems like just about everything that they bred her to, she's really put a stamp on it. And, you know, it's interesting because everybody has their own take of, are they more of a promoter for the sire, or they like the dam side? And I think I agree with the W.T. Waggoner, that dam side to me and to them is always, that foundation's very much there. And I think they're the ones that throw the mind, the bone, and obviously sometimes the color, but I think that the dam side is the proof, because they only have so many opportunities, obviously, as a dam versus a sire that can breed a multiple. Those good ones, they may not have a lot, but when they do, you're going to probably have a better range and be able to gauge it where you need to go with that. So that the One Time Soon, I think the W.T. Waggoner, they made a big move. And they bought a weanling, you know, not normal.
Yeah,
probably,
not proven.
Not normal
but,
for them,
but
probably.
proven in bloodlines.
Well, and I think that between Wes and Trace, they really do their homework. I mean, it's really, it's not just a guessing game anymore. It's a real research of, you know, foundation and how they're going to cross, because they had the luxury of so many great mares. And they've just really come full circle because they've always been so much ranch. That's how they've started. Like you said, the
well,
owner.
it's exciting for them to support the you know, the association and to even to get back and update their bloodlines. I think that's what they're trying to do. And Wes, offering a stallion like this, even though you have 2, you got Kathmandu and now this other young great sire here that we're going to put up for service. Is he going to stand next year?
Yes, he will.
Okay. And
he'll be showing also. We'll be 6, so he's got 1 more.
Okay, 1 more year. It's going to be interesting to see even the different qualities from the 2 stallions, even though they buy 2 of the same greatest sire in the cutting horse industry, Highbrow Cat. They're probably going to throw differently, aren't they?
They do, and we have colts on the ground.
Oh, you do already?
In fact, perfect timing. His first colt was born this year. We're weaning some of them home right now.
That's exciting. You know, I've always a believer that 70% really comes from the mare. You know, everybody's got their own percentages, but you know, I'm a believer that if you got a great mare, you can breed to an average stud and still have a good horse. If you got a great mare, if you got a great stud and breed to an average mare, you probably have an average horse.
I think most horse people agree with you, and the colt stays with his mother longer. You know, you never know it's not, but they run with the mother.
Yeah, they build that character. We really appreciate your support in the horse industry as well as the cut horse.
You're welcome. Thanks for
having me. You bet. Thanks so much. Thanks, Wes.
You bet.
You bet.
Enjoy it.
Thanks for all the information.
Thanks, thank you.
You bet. Well, I hope you've got a lot out of this interview. I know I did. The Waggoner Ranch is probably one of the most respected ranches in the country today, and it's always nice to see them continue on the tradition. And these are 2 great young stallions. Look them up. What's the website? You have a website? WaggonerRanch.com. So look them up and check out the stallions. And these are 2 young stallions that I think are affordable to breed to and can offer some good bloodlines in your program. So thank you.